that the pot lights are on, so I have to shut those off once I know that you guys can see me. Hello, hi Julie. Hello Mindy, hi Nancy, Melanie, Maria, Ola Lee. Hi Pam, how are you? Happy Friday night. How are you? I can't even believe that it's Friday already. I have no clue where this week went. I have no clue. So when I flip the camera around, I'll go turn off the pot lights because I just looked up and went, oh, the pot lights are on. That's never a good thing because then it throws shadow everywhere. So I will shut those off. How we doing? How was your week? Did you feel like that? Did you feel like the week was like very fast? Feel like it was very fast. Hi, Julianne. Hi, Lori, Liz. How we doing? Long week. It's been a busy week. I don't know where it went. I laughed because my family would leave me at like 6:37 and I would be sitting at the computer working, and then they get home at 6:37 and I'm sitting in the exact same spot. Hair hasn't been combed, working. And I did that, plus packed up and got out all the cruise kits for our trip to Greece that's coming up in 5 minutes, right? So I am actively designing my collection for next year. And then today, Melissa, my partner in crime, emails me and says, oh, by the way, can you throw all your ideas together for Christmas? And I did that today too. So it literally, I don't know. I feel like it's a blur. I owe so many of you emails. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I'm going to sit and go through my emails. So friends who are like, I emailed you about that cruise kit. I'm going to do that tonight before I go to bed. I'm going to email everyone who reached out about the extra cruise kits from the Caribbean cruise. So I will email you. And if you message me back, and say, yes, I'm interested, I will send you an invoice and I will ship, gonna go pack those because they're all ready to ship on Sunday so that I can get them out of there. Get them out of there and then roll into the next thing. So, oh, my mama's here. Hi, Mommy. I haven't talked to her, I don't think, in 2 days because I was sitting in the exact same spot in the same outfit. I just got out of bed and worked, right? Yes, the t-shirts and all of that's going to be sent out, but my life is not ever easy. So a lot of you are like concerned because the mixed media stuff that it hasn't shipped. But if you notice, the only people who have it are Joann's stores. The other stores, there's still lots of stuff that is set as not in stock yet. So I've had 2 orders ship and both of them don't have the mixed media pad. So I can't ship mixed media orders until everything's here. So I took those orders and I said, hey, when am I getting the product? But it's very hard when you have somebody who orders a large amount because it's a lot of stores. That order is a whole separate thing. It's a whole separate entity than anything that goes through wholesalers or smaller stores, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm going to print the orders, but I have to organize all of the pre-orders as well. So I'm going to be doing that, but I'll send yours out. Jill, yours will go out with the Sunday stuff because I think that's the only order that you have. So I will pack that one up and I will send that out. But thank you for all the orders that have been coming in for Bold and Bright weekend. I'm very excited about that. Oh, and I see Connie here. And she was the winner from last weekend's, oh my goodness, International Scrapbook Day. But again, if you guys remember, I went live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think I was on there for probably well over 20 hours live. So, and then rolled right into shipping kits for Greece. So it has been a crazy town every day this week. Yes, you won. Yep, I chose a random winner this afternoon so that I'd be ready for today. So definitely reach out to me. Connie, congratulations. Thank you for everybody who did take the time to post a comment. And I will also be sending you that gift certificate. So yay. Yeah, if you missed, there's a lot of content there for on the weekend, because I went live on Friday to do the walkthrough of my newest collection, Bold and Bright, right? I got to watch because I'm working on like 3 collections right now. So yeah, crazy town. And then I believe that Natalie's going to choose the winners for all of the design team challenges, and she'll let me know, and those will be posted on the board, and then I will get those out as well. And then I believe there is one for the, which would be April challenge. So I'll send that out as well. I'm going to sneeze. And then we went live all day Saturday with 3 separate classes, right? 3 separate classes. And then we went live on all day Sunday with the 10 plus layout class for, what's that called now? My brain is incredibly tired, if you can't tell. So you get what I'm saying. I've just rolled into one thing, into the next thing, into the next thing, right? UK are not so good at getting the collections. Reach out, because the store that there's one that seems to order, Cedar House, thank you, seems to order pretty heavy on the UK collections. But I'm doing a test. I just shipped all those internationals, and I'm going to see how that goes. So we'll see how that goes for the kits, and then if it is not super difficult, then I will open it up on special request to ship internationally. Because just this past weekend, I shipped to Ireland, the UK, the Netherlands, where else? Sweden, maybe? Like it was all over, right? It was crazy. So who's that, please, Vicki? Who's what? Who's what? I missed it. Who's what? What was that? Who's what? We will have the draw for the challenges on Monday, so you have until Sunday midnight to enter. So that'll be awesome. And then those are for each challenge is a $25 gift certificate to vickybooten.com. So I'm going to flip the camera so I can shut these lights off, and I'm going to read your comments. And tonight is literally super relaxed. Let's catch up. I'm very excited. Thank you to Tim and Stampers Anonymous for, look at all the new release, the stamps, the stencils. We're going to be playing with this quite a bit, right? Is Australia on your shipping list? Well, I looked into it, and to give you an idea, so to ship from here to Australia is about $80 Canadian, which our dollar's about the same. But when you do all your exchanges and what the cost of the kit is to buy it in Australia, you can definitely look at that. I've been in touch with a couple of my friends who carry these things. I just couldn't get to it this week because literally, I don't eat most of the time. I don't get up from the spot from working. So I have to get that in. My only concern is these collections are selling out incredibly fast. Like, I was putting the kit together. Remember, we talked about the one that will be the fall kit, which we will teach in the new year. A whole bunch of papers are sold out already, and it literally just released a week ago. So now I got all of that stuff in, but it's crazy town right now. I feel a little bit like it's like Mad Max. I feel like I'm in the Thunderdome half the time. So I have to work on better armor and better strategies. I don't know. It's totally has been crazy town. I'm on here tonight and I don't even know if I'm coming or going. So it should be very entertaining, right? Shipping is crazy expensive. Look at all those stencils, etc. Your collections are fabulous. Thank you. But don't forget, it's shipping from Canada to Australia, and I would think that some of that stuff, right? When you think about it, and you look at what the kit costs are, and then you put the price on top and all the rest. But I think what the biggest concern with my Australian friends is they want the t-shirts, the bags, the pins. So I can probably put that all in a smaller package, so I could probably get the shipping costs down. What I priced it on was to ship a kit, so that obviously there's 7 pounds, and the box is like 13 by 13 by 4 or 13 by 13 by 7, depending what's on it, in it. Like to ship to Texas now, California, for me, the price has gone up to, for some of those California ones, the shipping is over $40. It's crazy. I don't know. At some point, you'd have to think we must hit a ceiling, right? We must totally like hit a ceiling, hit a peak. Like people aren't making money to reflect price increases, right? It's crazy. But I have no control. And the other thing is we're very spoiled with Amazon and things like that, where Amazon has its own shipping. So you when you look, and we're looking boutique, small business, they're not going to have rates that Amazon is. And you're not going to have the time, the speed. Like when you compare ordering from all of your independent retailers, they are not going to get stuff as quickly as, say, Michael's or Joann's. They are not going to be able to ship it as quickly. Stuff has to be kitted. So it's very hard because we're so used to everything being so fast now. Just a sec. I'm going to shut those because I can see that shadow. Give me a second. Figure out which one it is. There it is. The pot lights. Because you think it's a good idea, but for lighting wise, they are not the prettiest, right? I still need an assistant. I need someone to run the whole store side of things, because my time now is just crazy. It's like hours to design the next collection. Like hours go into that to pick and make sure the scale is right on the things, that the titles are all different. So I'm very, very involved in that, and it's a lot, right? It's a lot. Plus with the release of 2 brand new collections that I have to deal with and get ready to go away for 3 weeks. So it's been crazy. It's been crazy. So yes, so if you weren't aware, because I have not had a chance to send out a newsletter yet either, is the kit for the Bold and Bright weekend, which, oh my goodness, I love this. This is going to be the last, and it is 100% confirmed, the last of the Vicki Boutin designed albums. I will still be doing mini album classes. I'm just going to be buying albums elsewhere. So I will be very happy to be sharing this collection with you. Templates, layouts, everything is the same, but this really is, things are changing in a good way. Some of it is really awesome stuff. But times are changing, right? And we want to go to fewer SKUs and get more mass impact into the things we're doing. So Bold and Bright will literally be the last collection that looks the way that this one does. It's going to be changing, right? So you definitely want to get in on that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. What is Natalie saying? If you live in Canada, Canada Post just announced they are considering reducing their service to every other day instead of a daily delivery. So there you go. Charge max amounts and now give us less service too. So that's super exciting. That's super exciting to hear. So that's super exciting. Seriously. And any questions? Did I miss anything? When will the details about the cruise from Southampton, UK be released, please? Go check the website. It might be up. I sent my contract in. I know Sherry was working on the kit, or pardon me, the website. So it could be up there. I haven't looked, right? I haven't looked. So I'm from Canada and I say boo. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you. I appreciate every single one of you who support me, who are patient, know that I work nonstop, But this is what I'm talking about, what we're up against as a small business for any of us now, because everybody thinks of me as like I'm the manufacturer. I'm not. I only work as a small, like, little subsidiary, right, to American Crafts, and it is just me and a very small team that do all of the things, and I have zero control over how quickly it leaves a warehouse, how quickly it ships. Then I have to get it here, then we have to kit it, and then sometimes you open the boxes and things are missing, and then that whole process takes about 3 weeks to get the things replaced. It's very hard. It's very hard, just I think, for anybody out there, if you own your own business nowadays, to run your own business. It's very difficult. So I do 100% appreciate all of your support, because I know you want it when you want it, right? And you get frustrated when I take a pre-order, because I have no choice, because if I don't put it up for pre-order, I won't get any of the sales. And then none of the product arrives. And then everybody's like, hello, where's my stuff? And I'm like, I don't have it either. I don't have it either. As soon as it comes in, we will be, and then you'll be hearing me, because I'll be there for literally 16 hours in there making sure everybody's kits go out, because it's what I do. It's what I do, right? So I definitely do very much appreciate you guys, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good when we get it. I haven't, if you've noticed, I was going to do a whole mixed media month of May, but if I haven't shipped the product yet, I don't feel like that's fair to start that stuff. So we will get it. We'll get it all in, and then I will back it up with so much content and fun things around that mixed media kit and release that it'll be great. No, I did get the die cuts. I ordered them though. I ordered them because I think the die cuts are from Simon Says Stamps. It was an exclusive, so I just went and bought them. But I had them delivered to my lovely friend Valerie, and she'll have to go look in all my stash and see if they're there, and I'll go pick them up. But I don't have them yet. Hi, Scrappy Guy. How are you? So I did order them, but I don't have them yet. Yay! So look at what's in this release. I love these mini layering stencils that come with the collections now. And then we have, look at all of these. So beautiful. I love, love, love this one. Look at the little dots, the kind of art mark ones. So much fun. So we'll be this stencil right here. So I posted them on VickiBooten.com. A few, like this is a favorite, that half circle, the layering set. They are up there. And like I said, I'm going to be printing everybody's invoices, condensing invoices, going over that this weekend, refunding some of the shipping, everything that I can fit and condense that I will. It won't be though with Bold and Bright, because those are not going to ship until July. So any other orders, if you've ordered t-shirts or any of the things with the mixed media, I will. Everything I can condense without the price going up like huge, because sometimes it's the value is better to ship in 2 boxes than to ship a bigger, heavier box. It sometimes just makes the price go crazy. Yeah, for picking up at my house, definitely, right? You can do that. You just have to send me an email, and then I will just, when it's ready, just remind me, and we'll set up arrangements for you to come and pick it up. I'm intrigued by the stamps I think you mentioned from Lael. They're at Valerie's, so they're coming. I'm going to go meet her for lunch. She doesn't know that if she's home this week, and grab my stuff. But yeah, they're just the only ones that I ordered because it appeals to me the most for what I do is the clips. There's clips and dies, so that'll be listed as well. And because all that stuff is small, if I get that up next week and you want to add it to your order, we can do that as well. But I'm going to go in this week. I'm organizing all of it. I'm going through emails. I'm going through the orders. I'm organizing all of that, and I'm going to get it all ready to ship. So that's what I'm doing next week. All right, and then so look at how lovely and the stamp sets, and I love these because they're red rubber stamps. So they're beautiful. So Tim, we were talking, and after watching this release walkthrough, I'm like, oh Tim, I love all of this, and he's like, don't worry, your box is in the mail. And I'm like, I would have bought them all anyway, but I'm like, thank you, my friend. I'm very excited for that. I love this set and this set. I love these numbers for mixed media and gel plate. This is going to be amazing. I absolutely love these, right? So we're going to just take a quick look tonight. We're going to do maybe a quick background, and then we'll be doing more stuff with these. So definitely, I'm going to tell you the sets I love, and then you want to look into, if you want to look into grabbing some of it, like I said, on my website. So like I said, I'm going through and I'm going to condense some of the things. This one, because I love this for mixed media, 100%, right? That is on my website. I haven't added this yet, so if you do want to order, wait till a little bit later, because I'll put that up, but I ran out of time today trying to get it in my shop. So this one will be going up in the website, this one, because I'll be using this a lot, and this is the other one I think that I have. Is this the one? Where's the name? Deco Floral. And then the little mixed set of the mixed media backgrounds. This one with the numbers. I have these three, just a few. I don't order a lot of these because they're everywhere. But if you do want to add those to your t-shirt order or anything, they're going to be up in there, and I'm going to be using these lots. Okay. I just give me some time. When I get off tonight, I'll go and I'll add some more stuff up there. But for anyone that's coming on the cruise to Greece, I did order a few. Some of this is going to be in your box. And then I love this. Have you guys bought the little mini blending tool? I love it for getting into hard to reach areas. I'm going to throw that up as well. But my friends come to Greece, that might be in your box as well. So for the mixed media friends. And then I grabbed some black foundations, because I think it'd be fun maybe to, I found cards as well, so we can just kind of test some of this stuff. And then I thought it would be fun to use oxide ink, and we could do a layered background with the stamps. So, like I said, I'm not going to, or with the stencils, I'm not going to be going through all of this, because this is going to be kind of spread out, because it's a lot of stuff, right? But I'm definitely going to pick a couple of these and do something fun with it tonight. The dome-shaped blending tools are so, yeah, it's so much better. It's a whole different ball game with the domed blending tool as opposed to the flat round. Remember, we started out with a rectangle, and that was awesome when it first came out, but it was very hard to blend with. And then the round tool came out, and we're like, oh, this is a game changer. And then the domed foam came out, and it's like, oh, total game changer. And then I know a lot of you love your blending brushes too. So you have lots of options when you're blending ink. If this is the only thing you ever get into with mixed media is stencils, stamps, and distress ink, you could create tons and tons of art with that, right? Tons and tons of art. Any questions before we get started? Did I miss anything? They might help me. Still a beginner with the blending. The domed foam, 100% will help you. And just always remember, Lori, that paper is very porous. So when you put your ink down, you want to make sure your blending tools are moving before they even touch the paper. You should already be moving in a circular motion before your hand even touches the paper. Hi, Kari. How are you, my friend? So I don't know if I missed anything. I don't know if I missed anything. Yeah, but I did. I ordered the dies because to me, if I'm going to have the stamps, I want the dies. Hi, Jackie B. How are you with Julie? I love that. Are you a crafter, Jackie B? And Dion. Hi, Dion. I haven't seen you in a long time. Yay. Okay, I think we're good. I don't see any other questions. So let's do some things. So anything you'd like to start with? Kind of. I love it. What are those brands of brushes? I ordered these online. I just ordered them on Amazon. They had mini rainbow brushes, and I'm like, perfect, they're cute, and I just ordered them. Right? I know I have to, all of mine, I have to go and grab a whole set when I go into my shop tomorrow of the big ones. I don't have any. I was just looking and going, I'm going to have to use a blending brush tonight because I don't have any. She's a pro with a Cricut. Well, that is a skill, isn't it? That is a skill. I just don't have time but I loved my die cutting machines. I just wish I had more time so that I could do all of the things. All of the things. Just sit and craft instead of doing freaking work, right? The whole weekend or whole week has been very focused on work. So let's look at these stamps. So I want to share with you. Have you guys purchased this stuff? Did you watch Tim's video? Did you watch Tim's video? With all this, I just love this very eclectic set. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The little hats and mustaches you could add to other things. Like I think those would be fun on like a big alpha set. So I'm sure I'll do something fun with that. But it's just, I wanted this whole set. I'll tell you, you want to know what it was for? It was for these numbers. It was solely for the numbers. I love it. I love the typewriter, the little piece of paper that you can stamp little sayings on. But I bought it for these, right? I bought it for those. And you know what else I bought is the stamping blocks. I bought a whole set of bigger stamping blocks that I'm going to be adding in my shop as well to go with some of these stamps. You know what I'm going to get too, because I think it'll be fun to use, is the color wheel ink. Just a second. Just got to find where everything is. I have not been down here at all. I have not been down here at all this week because I've been doing paperwork, design stuff. There has been no fun crafting going on in my world. That's what I wanted to know. Have you guys been crafting? What kind of week have you had? So now it's just a matter of where did I put it. Maybe I'm not grabbing the color wheels. Because I organized everything and now I don't know where I put it. Yes, I cleaned up. Are you ever like that? You clean up and you're like, have no clue where I put it. And that's the kind of week Vicky's having. Here are the OG ones. We'll see if they're still nice and juicy. The OG color wheels. That's the kind of week I'm having. Oh my goodness. I need to go to bed, I think, for a week. Because this is where we run into, right? When you have these, you need bigger stamping blocks, right? Because if you are a scrapbooker, right? I clean up and can't find anything. I'm not alone with that, Connie, right? Because this is a big stamp. And I bought the stamping blocks, but guess where they are? They are at my shop. I did not bring them home. So see if I don't make a huge mess with this one, right? So I do want to use this, and I'm going to try to use it without a stamping block. Look at, oh. This is made not only for stampers or mixed media artists or for card makers or altered artists. I think this totally is awesome. Some people cut it in half. Yeah, I just gonna buy, right? Do you have the large Misty? I do. I have to dig it out though, Brenda. I do have the big one. But I like to be able to just wing it, right? So that's why I did buy the bigger stamp blocks. I just didn't bring it with me. So it's okay, because it's going to kind of be a loose interpretation tonight. So let's play with some things. And what stencils do I want to start with? I definitely want to use this. And it's going to be a very loose representation. But I want to layer them, just like these stamps are meant to work, right? We're going to use those numbers too. But I want to really just use what we have. I do have the big one. Yeah, I ordered them all, Jill. I just don't have them here. I have everything. I own all of the things. It's just a matter of sometimes finding the things, right? And my smaller stamp blocks are usually fine, but not for the big stamps. So I did order them, and I just have to bring them home tomorrow. So I'm going to play with this set because I think that'll be fun. And let's just kind of make a loose background. So I am going to grab some inks that will layer. And I'm not going to use this as a rainbow. I'm just going to use this as a circle pattern. And let's make a background so that this weekend you can use your background to make a layout. So I want to do something that is kind of loosely going to act like a scallop. Okay? It's going to loosely act like a scallop. It'd be very nice. I think some evergreen bough will be fun. And I'm going to just grab these inks. Let's decide. Evergreen bough. What about some evergreen bough? What about doing something like with some shaded lilac? Seedless preserves, maybe? I'm going to do like in the cool palette. And maybe some Mermaid Lagoon. Let's see how this works. Let's start with this. Let's just kind of start with this. Let's see where we get. Well, like I said, I have to load it up too, Natalie. And I try to put them where the value is good. But I haven't even put everything in. I ordered all of them, right? And then they haven't even gone up in the store because I've been working. The life of, and this is what happens, the life of a crafter who does it for a job and then never has time to do any of the things. So I'm going to go in with the evergreen bough, and I'm going to layer 2 stencils, and this is going to be really loose and kind of with a mixed media vibe. Okay, so let's go in here with the evergreen bough, and I am going to use this just like a circle pattern. Okay, so I'm not going to use this as a color wheel per se, where we put the whole rainbow on here. I'm just going to layer it as a pattern. Now I'm using this little blending tool, which is going to just take a little longer. But you have to watch. Anytime you're using a stencil that is fine lines, you must be very careful not to push your brush underneath those fine lines, or you will lose the detail of the stencil. So do you notice? So I'm just going slow and steady. And then even on the circle, instead of rubbing it in a circular motion, I can go around following the pattern, right? So just be careful, because some of these are not beginner stencils, I would say. Like this could be, if it's the first time you're using a stencil like this, you'd be like, see, I can't do mixed media art. And I'd be like, it's not you. It's a trickier stencil because it's a very fine line and it doesn't have a ton of connection points. It has a lot of wide open area and it just makes it a little bit harder to stencil in it without pushing your ink underneath, right? And it's all personal preference, right? And here's the other thing. Do you ever feel like that? So Lorraine was saying, try the paper pouncers. And I'm sure they work. But the whole thing is like, how much stuff do you add to your repertoire, right? I'll have to try them because like, I feel like because I'm an educator, I should test all the things. So I'm not even really familiar with what those are, but I'll have to look. But I'm doing just fine. Like, I don't feel like I need any other tool. I would usually use, like, especially too, when you're trying to teach it, I wouldn't be holding it this way. I'd be standing over top of it. It's a whole different thing when you're doing it in a live than if I was working on this on my own. But I can look at them. I feel that I stay pretty loyal to usually my blending tool, but like I said, I have no foams. No foams. So I'll have to look it up. But look how pretty. And I'm going to layer this on top like this. And I'm going to do it again. I have to look at it. So now, because we're talking, and this is what we do on a Friday night. So tell me about paper pouncers. How many, do they have interchangeable ends, or do you have to buy one for each color? What company makes them? What makes them special compared to a blending brush or an ink blending tool? Like, I'm just curious of why do I need that? Why can't what I'm using already work? You know what I mean? I'm always curious. Why would I need that? I have them, right? I have them. I have everything that Tim owns because I've been Ranger certified for years. I've been teaching distress ink classes for years. I do mixed media with my own brand. I use other brands of mixed media, right? So it's one of those things where, like, I don't even really use this. You have both sizes of the pouncers. You prefer the small ones. Okay, so who makes them? Who did you say? Who makes them? Not expensive. Well, I'm not going to, it's hard to support that as a consumer. You can shop on all of those sites in China, but that's a really hard thing because you have all of these companies, right, that come up with the ideas, and then you have those factories that steal it all and sell it for next to nothing, and you're not going to have artists anymore because nobody's going to be able to afford to do it. So that's one of those touchy things, right? So you go and you buy all those things, but it's one of those things that makes it's a really hard thing, right? That's a really hard thing. And I get it for why people do it, because you only have so many dollars, right? But that is one of those super touchy things, because I'm sure my stuff is on there. I'm sure the stuff that I stay up all night working. And then what happens is a lot of the factories that manufacture it will just sell it under their own brands, right? So it's really hard. They have a lot of colors of the pouncers. I've been treating the tiny dome foams as disposable. So it's nice not to have to figure out how to store and reuse them. We have them at our local dollar store. I don't even know what they are. But they must have come out first from a manufacturer, right? Which manufacturer? Which of those stamping manufacturers that come up with such great ideas? And what makes it different? How's it different? Are they from Ranger? The pouncers are from Ranger? By the way, I got my kit for the Grease Cruise today. Whoop, whoop. that was pretty fast, wasn't it? But we're just going to wait because the international ones, they're going to take a while, even though those kits cost me, some of them, $80 to ship. I think the cheapest was $60. That's crazy town, right? I need to get a whole flock of carrier pigeons and I can just deliver everything to you guys. Let's see. Woo! I love it. So I'm on a layer like that, right? Picket fence came out with them. So now look at, I'm going to do another one. And then I'm just going to stop at the edge, right? I'm not going to go into the whole pattern. I'm going to just stop at the edge. I'll have to check them out though. I'll have to check it out. Right there. Yeah, I don't even really understand how they're different than any of the other stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I have to look. And I find in the world of stamping and card making and dyes and all that stuff, that there's always new stuff coming out, right? It's a pretty innovative, non-stop kind of thing, right? Yeah, for the size of the stencils, fun on using it for a scrapbook page. So what I'm doing is I just wanted to make it kind of like a, what do you call that? Scallop? Almost. Fish scale kind of pattern. As our first layer. Let's see. I like it. So should I do one more? Because that would come in like right about here. Overlap a little. No, I don't even have to probably overlap this one. Let's just eyeball it. We're just kind of eyeballing it. It's a very loose kind of interpretation of a scallop. See, and it's hard because my card making just pretty much sticks with mixed media. Like I don't buy a lot of stamps, stencils, and dies outside of ones that I can also use for gel plates or for scrapbooking. So a lot of the world out there of the tools that card makers would use, I'm not even privy to, right? When I'm like, oh, who makes those? Because I don't know, because I don't really do any of that stuff. Well, as much. So look how fun is this. And I might not even put this. Maybe this one will come up even a little bit farther out. So it's one of those, like, I don't even know what's going on out there half the time, right? So I wouldn't be the one to ask unless it's something that I'm working directly with, but I love it. And I love that you guys shared this, because that could be something super helpful, right? For anybody. I have to look because I don't really understand. So Pouncer, do you pounce the ink? Because I don't understand how it would spread and I would like the effect of it. I'm going to have to look at a video. Because now I'm like, you know what I mean? Look at me being, try all the things. And then I'm sitting here going, I like what I use. So I don't know if I could use that. You know what I mean? I don't know if I could use that because I am kind of, I like the things I normally use. So that is one of those tough things, because I'm like, look at me, try new things. And then I'm like, I'm not trying that because I like to use what I like to use. So I'll have to definitely check that out. Look how fun that is. Hi, Marianne. How are you? What color ink are you using? Evergreen Bow, one of my favorites. So I just used the new, this one is called Wheel stencil for my friend Tim Holtz. And we're just doing literally some layering with stencils, right? Do you prefer the brush you're using or the foam? Usually the foam. But that felt good. I'm not mad about that. Look at what color I used too. I didn't even pick a green. I'm so rogue. Wouldn't it have made sense, right? The large pounders are very fast because they cover a whole area. For someone with arthritis, that is great, yeah. So do you still rub the tool? I'm going to have to look it up. I don't really understand how it's different, so I'm going to have to check it out. I will do my own research, right? Where you're like, you'll have to look, Vicki. I will 100% look, Lisa, because I don't really get it, right? And for me, I usually I just wipe that off. I'm usually just using whatever I can get my hands on, to be honest. Usually using whatever I can get my hands on. So that's one fun layer. So what do we want to layer now on top of it? Because I really want this to kind of be a whole layered background. And we already know I'm going to be stamping my number stencil stamp across the bottom. That's going to kind of come up like this. I'm going to do like a little pattern of numbers on here. Why don't we add that right now? Just pouncing, but I don't understand. And how do you keep your ink consistency and it doesn't bleed underneath the stencil? Just for application. And is this good with distress inks and juicy inks? Because I can't even wrap my head around it. I don't even believe it. Isn't that crazy? Look how crazy I am. I'm like, I don't believe that it's going to be better than what I use. So now I'm going to have to order one just to try it. Because I'm sitting here going, I think what I use works perfectly. So now I'm going to have to get one. And we'll see if I'm proven wrong. So I'm going to ink in seedless preserves with the numbers. I was going to use the color wheel, but we'll save that for another day. I'm going to just go in. And don't forget, I do not have a stamping block for this. So let's see if I can do it without making a mess. Do you see how hard you're having to convince me that I need to try this? And I'm like, I don't know it. I'll give you one next weekend. Okay. Valerie has them because Valerie's a card maker. So I will try it. I won't poo-poo it until I try it. So I'm going to lay on my first layer of numbers. Let's see. Do you think I can do it without making a mess? Let's see. There you go. Oh my goodness, I love it. And it's a mixed media technique. So if it's not perfect, that's totally okay. This one doesn't have to be perfect, right? Because it's just a layering background. So now this one, I want the full set of numbers. Thanks, Cassie. Cassie has faith. Are you using foundations paper? Always, Lisa. It's my go-to. I don't even try to, do you have a Sizzix cutting plate? Yes, I could totally have used that, couldn't I? That's smart. That's smart. Oops. Look what I just did. And I want to use this without re-inking. So let's see if I can do like a shadow one, the next one. Doing the second generation stamp. Let's see. Oh, I love it. And I'm even going to press this in here and layer on top. I'm going to go all rogue. Oh, I love it. And then I'm going to do just a little one right here, just of 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have a lot of room on here. So let's go. love it. How pretty that is. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a quick blast because I love mixed media. I love layering. I want you guys to understand how much fun it can be. So I really feel like as we go through, and now with this having this whole mixed media stuff, this whole collection that has come out, I'm hoping I can get a lot of you on board with trying some of this stuff, right? Some of Tib's big stamps, like the bubbles, etc., are a full-size block. Yep, and I have them. I haven't even put them in. Oh, I haven't even put them up on my website. I have the bubbles because that's totally my jam because we've done it. We've made that in real life with soap and paint. So when that stamp came out, I'm like, we do all that as a technique in for real. So I love that, right? Shamil Shamazel, right? I love it. So very happy with that. So I'm going to give it a dry because I think I'm going to put an extra circle. I want the circle to come, maybe not. Let's see. Maybe don't jump to that just yet, Vicki Booten. So yes, the second color was Seedless Preserves with Evergreen Bough. Is very pretty, isn't it? So now I want to go in with some Shaded Lilac. So I'm not using all the stamps tonight. Just know they're going to come out, right? How can I order available kits? On VickiBooten.com. VickiBooten.com is my website. All of this stuff is on there. And I have so much to add. There's grab boxes are going up this week. And they're literally just whatever you get is what you get kind of boxes. I'm selling them cheap. I just need to clear space for all the stuff that's coming in. So just be prepared. There's not a lot of them. I only have about 20 of them. That's going to be coming up on my website. So it's not one of those I want you to get mad about because not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody's going to get them, right? So let's see. That scale wise, I might not use this tonight. But let's see if I go in with a light color. Maybe if I go in more tone on tone with this. Maybe. You know what? I'm going to ink it in the same color. I'm going to ink this in Evergreen Bough. Evergreen Bough. And let's see, as a tone on tone, if we like that. Yeah, there's tons of stuff because I'm going to go in with the actual green brush this time. I have a ton of stuff, and because all I do is work, that I haven't put up on my website. So we're not doing the whole stencil. We're just going to take areas of it. Let's see. Because you know my motto, if it doesn't turn out, I'm totally okay with that. Because it's just a piece of paper in my time. I can always use the stencil again for something else if I don't like how it turned out. But these inks should layer beautifully, and it will be a very subtle kind of effect. Let's look. I love it! I love it! Ooh, don't do that yet. See, the purple isn't dry, so I was picking that up. These inks stay wet. Have a nice open. but I was making a mess right there, so I stopped myself. Right? All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Don't you love the mini blenders? These ones? Let's open it up and we'll try one. Let's do it live. Vicky's first time using it. I'm going to use one of these now. I'm going to use one of these now. And now let's go with a smaller pattern. What are we going to use? I want to go maybe with that dot one. The dot stencil might be fun. This one. Ooh, I like it. It's like Morse code. What's it called? Spots. Right? Because sometimes we want to break up. Like, so see how solid these patterns are? We could totally go in and use, maybe I'll use that one too. This will be our use for tonight. And then we'll go in and do something similar on with oxides on the black foundations. So I'll use this pretty much the same. Want me to try that? Would you guys like that? So let's give this a blast. I love this though. We just totally made our own pattern paper. Heat gun. With a very, unlike what Vicki normally uses, color palette. And I really think that the seedless preserves completely pops on top of the evergreen bough. You want me to get paste out? Maybe as a last step we can. I was trying to keep so that my palette or my products, I'm not using too much stuff. That's what I was trying to do, right? Is not use too much stuff where people are like, that's, now I have to go buy all of the things. It makes me mad. But I definitely can. But it's hard because when we're layering with stamps and stencils like this, we need to get into things that then are like linear. Now we've used circles and we have the numbers, and then going now with smaller pattern, I think that the circle will be pretty, and just keeping it inky, right? Just keeping it inky. So if I layer and start building in, do I go in the shaded lilac? I think so. That's what we're going to do because I have it, right? Hello, Nita. How are you? And then I got to be careful because I'm still picking up the seedless preserves. So I don't want to rub it in there too much. I'm just going to pounce in there. Because that ink is still wet, right? So I am picking it up and redepositing it, and then it doesn't stay necessarily as shaded lilac. But I have to say, I absolutely love the mini blending tool. Oh, I think the athlete's home. And I'm going to overlap some of the bigger bubbles. Oh my goodness, these fingernails. Look. I have to clean it as we're going because that is a very juicy ink pad. And I don't want to carry and smear my shaded lilac. But I am loving it. Okay, let me get a paper towel. Oh, here's a dirty one. That'll work. That's what he is, the athlete. That's what he told us. Remember the one night we were watching, or Rich came home and he told me it's because he was an athlete. Whatever we're talking about. He's a funny guy. Hello, Beatrice. Okay, so where I over inked, I want to come back in here. Because these stencils are meant to layer. The stamps are meant to layer. And a lot of what we see, right, is for cards or altered items. And I think it's fun to pull this out for scrapbooking as well. Because these go beyond just card making. And then let's do one there. So I'm going to use this just not as like, I'm using them just as circles, right? Like tiny bubbles. Tiny bubbles. And then let's go in here and put a few more. Sorry if I'm ignoring you. I'm just making art. And it takes a little bit of concentration. And when your brain, like Friday nights, can I tell you why they're magic? And I love, because the ink is actually picking up some of that, of the evergreen bough. And I have to say that I hope, even when you're tired, you come and you do some of this stuff, because let me tell you, it's not a lie when I say that this is good for the soul, because my brain is very exhausted this week. Just a lot of stuff coming at me all at the same time, right? And probably not getting the rest that I should be getting because I have deadlines and I don't want to disappoint anybody, and I probably take on more than I should. And what ends up happening is you don't have much time for yourself, right? So I feel like these Friday nights, it's what it's all about. And even if that means tonight, it's just kind of hanging out, chatting with your community, folding laundry, doing other things. But I hope you circle back to it, maybe tomorrow afternoon. I know my friends in Australia a lot are just getting up, right? And just find some time to make the art, because it calms the beast 100%. Like, this is so relaxing. Look at how fun that is. So if you're looking at something like this and you're like, okay, I love this, the idea is really fun, but now how would you scrapbook? You have all this business, and you could totally do a double page layout and do some of this just on the bottom. Like, it could start here and carry over to the next layout, and then just go up maybe a little bit on the side. I wouldn't maybe replicate the whole thing, but then you have all that area in the middle, just like you would if this was a piece of pattern paper, right? I just love it. Just remember though, right? The whole magic with Distress ink is that it has a long open time. So that ink is wet. I wouldn't start maybe building on my layout right away, because I also don't want to heat gun it and start to warp the paper. But I think it would be a lot of fun to then go in and let this dry and then make your layout. And you totally could just put your pattern paper here and maybe here and put a couple photos on there, right? Super fun. Let's set this aside to let it dry. You guys wanted some texture paste on there, right? So what I'm saying with the stencils, that the designs that are out right now with Tim's, that a lot of them are very similar for layering. Do you know what I mean? When we think like biggest pattern to smallest pattern, linear, different patterns that would layer. Like now I would want to go with something that is smaller, like maybe a little tiny script would be fun. But it is very hard. I wouldn't go in and layer this on top of here right now, because it's going to cover up a lot of my art. So when it comes to layering, I don't know if with the new stencils, if I would layer any of these on here. Does that make sense? I would probably go in here with something that was like a thin little stripes. Could be cool. What do I have with the new stencils that just came out? Still going to cover up too much of my art. You know what I mean? We need something that is not like this one was what we used this weekend. See, it has to be smaller now. I would want to go in with something smaller or thinner. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to put a metallic on here because we'd have to pull something else out of here. So I'll just leave it. I'll leave it as it is. You could go in with the circle stencil, and you could put a couple dots, could be in metallic. For sure, script stamp, but do you see what I'm saying? It means I'm pulling something else out of here that I hadn't planned on using. So the only reason I'm not going to do that is I want to kind of stick to I'm going to use what I have kind of idea, right? Just with this release. So you guys could pull out of your stash and use something else. There's nothing wrong with that. Because you know I have all the things, right? I just got those 2 stencils and wouldn't have thought to use a rainbow one like that. Well, I like to think outside the box. I also like to stretch the use for the products that I have. So I am not, I don't want them to be one-trick ponies, right? One-trick ponies. So we could go in here and put the circle pattern on, but it's not going to be as easy to just put it in certain circles. I'd have to commit to the whole stencil. So I'm making that decision. I'm going to leave that. I love it. Could this be on a card? It certainly could. I could do maybe a slimline, and I could have done this circle pattern even with a smaller one, right? With the other stencil, there is a smaller set of these. So the scale is smaller. You could totally, if you own this one, oh, look at what's in it. You could use both of those, right? And then you could layer this exact same pattern just up the side of the card, and then just put your sentiment on it, right? And the sentiment could be your sentiment could be totally in metallic, and that could be fun. Let's try the same pattern on black. Let's see what it looks like. So I'm going to grab the same color palette because I think that'll be fun. Want to see it in the same color palette and see if our oxides will show up nicely on black. There is black foundations paper, right? So let's go in there. I need Evergreen Bough, Shaded Lilac. I did not end up using the Mermaid Lagoon. So let's see. Shaded Lilac. And what else did I use? Seedless Preserves. I have not been very good about putting stuff away lately. Oh, there it is. And we will see how these react. Evergreen Bough. Evergreen Bough on black. So what are your plans this weekend? Are you doing anything fun for Mother's Day? For yourselves, if you are a mom or celebrating a mom, or you are a dog mom or a cat mom. Tomorrow's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lindsay. Just remember that gesso resists distress inks, so you have to dry in between your layers. It is not the same as using a paper, but you certainly could try it because we test all of the things. Because paper is porous, and when you use gesso, it is going to seal the deal. So it is a little bit different, right? And that's when it's totally worth testing. You're spending the day with your daughter, her mother-in-law, and 2 sister-in-laws. We are getting pedicures, antiquing, and then dinner. Oh, that'll be fun. We're all going out for dinner on Sunday. So I'm very much looking forward to that with my mama, Mamacita. Yeah, we're going out for dinner. And I'm working because that's what I do. Right? That's what I do. I'll be working. So let's do that same kind of dealio. It's not perfection, right? I'm going to use the same blending brush because I'll just clean it when I'm done. So clean it quickly now. Oh, that'll be fun, Keisha. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it looks like on black foundations. Here we go. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. So the foundations paper has a vellum finish. So it is like it's sealed, right? So it is a whole different ink. The colors are similar. It's not the same. I find with oxide too, you want to let the layer dry so you can build the intensity of the ink, but it doesn't build pigment the same as Distress ink does. But Distress would not show up on here unless I put a white gesso underneath it and then inked on top, but then you're not really using it on black per se. Be a pattern on top of black, but it would be a white base, right? Your nephew's house tomorrow, that'll be fun. I had planned, we were supposed to do our prep for the cruise, but I had to get the cruise kits out first, and then I didn't even realize it was Mother's Day, and that wouldn't have been fair to anybody. So the other thing I'm going to be working on is my projects for the scrapbooking portion of our trip to Greece, which I'm very excited. We are going to Greece to teach scrapbooking in mixed media art. We're doing a whole distress class, actually. It's going to be a lot of fun. For on the second cruise is all going to be distress ink. And then we're also flying into Venice, so I'm very excited to be doing that with a bunch of you. Look how pretty! Isn't that pretty? So let's just dry that a bit. So when I put the layer on top. It is not going to lift off the other pigment. So what's nice now is you have two options when you do this. If you do this technique this weekend, and maybe you don't have Tim's stencils, but you have a different color wheel kind of stencil. Because this is a stencil that's on my list. I want to do a color wheel in a big stencil, in a large one. Because I would like to use it on my gel plate. Yes, so this, because it is a combo ink of pigment and dye, it has a chalkiness to it, right? So this is when I love my oxides, are for stamping, is when I generally use them, and if I want it to show up on a darker background. Because you know it is not my go-to ink generally, the oxides, right? If I want a really smooth, semi-opaque blend, I'll use the oxide ink, but usually my go-to, and can you see, because this paper has a vellum finish, so meaning it's kind of sealed. It has like a layer on top. It's almost like it's gessoed. So it's not as porous as, say, a cardstock where your pigment would be sinking right into the paper. This pigment's sitting on top of this kind of vellumy ice rink finish. So even as I'm inking, I can see the ink continue to kind of move around. I can see my little brush marks in here. But I would know to layer on here and build up the opacity of this ink, I would have to dry that bottom layer. Because what will happen is as I start layering on here, all I'm going to do is pick up the ink. I'm just moving around the same ink. I'm not layering more ink. That's pretty, isn't it? Super pretty. So let's go in here like we did before. So I might even switch up the design of this one a little bit, because we can. But when we use the distress ink, we were able to build a layer on top of the two that we had just placed. You are not going to do that with oxide ink. It's literally going to just blend right in and move that ink that is existing. It doesn't layer on top. It's a totally different ink. Totally different ball game. And you're going to see it now when we stamp and do the stenciling on top of it, that I'm going to pick up this green. It's not going to be purple on top of green. I can't do the tone on tone layer like I did with my finger marks are on there, so I'm just going to blend that out. I can't do how I put the numbers on and inked in oxide, because it won't show. It won't layer like that. We'll see you later, Karen. Have a good night, my friend. But I can even blend some of that out. Where you can't tell what came first, the chicken or the egg. Let's give it a blast. So just a totally different ink. So now when I want to layer those numbers, I have to go in another color. So I want to go in something that's darker than Evergreen Bough, and I'm going to ink on top of it. But you're going to find that I'm more than likely going to pick up the ink and redeposit the new ink. Because it just doesn't react the same as regular Distress. They're two totally different inks. But very pretty on the black, isn't it? Very pretty on the black. So let's go in and ink in the Seedless Preserves with that number stamp. So let's see how this is going to react. Did you happen to see where I put the number stamp? Were you watching? Oh, it's right here. It's just upside down. Do you like that? Did you happen to see where I put my stuff? So this design will be slightly different than what we did on the white foundations paper. Let's see. Boop. Look at that. Let's try that for sure. That purple, though, really, really, really shows up on top of the Seedless Preserves, really pops on top of the evergreen bough. So we're just trying to get that ink to dry a little bit. And let's see what the second generation one looks like. It's just not the same ink, right? But we'll see. What do we get? It's pretty much just a repeat, right? Because it's not going to react the same. So instead of doing that kind of shadow layery, we'll just do art that goes up the page. I'll ink the stamp for the last application, and I'm only going to do 3 rows of these, maybe. No, I'll still do 4. I'll still do kind of the 4. And do you notice too, like this looks like we added cream to the grape juice, where the regular Distress ink is definitely deeper, more saturated. This one is more like ice cream. It's grape ice cream. And I'm not going to re-ink it. I'm just going to see what we get out of that. Very good. Very pretty. Can you see that? So I went to the garden center this week. I did that because I wanted to get some plants, because I find Mother's Day is when you can't find any plants after Mother's Day. My ferns and such will be gone because everybody goes, even though it's really not warm enough yet here. I still put them outside, so I'm taking my chances. I'm going to clean up a little bit here too. This ink is going to stay wet for a little bit. And don't forget, we have that vellum finish on top, right? So I don't know if that's really showing up on camera as much. So I'm hoping when I take the shine out of it, can you see? Look at that, really pops on there, doesn't it? So what should we add next? Because we have to alter the design a little bit because it's not going to go on the same. It's not going to go on the same. Because oxide and distress ink are not the same. Because look at. So the numbers we'll do in a darker ink. Let's see what we think. Do. We could do. I'm going to go in. Maybe let's try peacock feathers. Let's see if we get something from that at least. I'm going to try it because what do we got to lose, right? That's okay, Kari. And let's see what happens by layering some peacock feather on top. See, definitely will pick up the other pigment. Where is that card? Here we go. So this is where oxide's different because it's going to lift the pigment underneath. It will lift off all of the evergreen bough and you'll be just depositing this pigment. Can you see it? It's coming right up. So I almost wonder if you should go in with a clean brush first, pick it up, and then go back in there and deposit the new pigment. If you understand what I'm saying, because it's going to pick it all up. It's just the ink behaves different. So you ready to see what we got? So do you see what I'm saying? Totally picked up the ink from underneath and deposited new ink. It does not layer on top. Totally different ink. You really have to play with it to understand too how they work. Hi Katrina, how are you? Hi Serenity. Hi Elise. You like this one, Anne? And it is, I find, definitely with the oxide ink, people love them, they hate them, or they're neutral. It is just a different thing. But it is definitely picked up and redeposited pigment on top of what was existing. So now let's go in with our shaded lilac. And I'm just going to use the same blending tool because I can. You're not really supposed to because you contaminate your pad, but I think we'll be okay. There's hardly any ink on there. So I'm going to deposit it around the art. I'm not going to layer it on top per se. I'm going to try to just put some polka dots that go around the art when I find the stencil. And just kind of pounce the pattern on there. Pretty. This looks almost like Halloween-ish. You could use it in Disney, in the Haunted Castle. And let's see. So where it went outside of the stencil, I'll just go in there. I can't even imagine trying to do these polka dots if you didn't have this new mini blending tool. You could not place it the same. Was there a question? No, this one is shaded lilac. You can't see the pigment probably because of the reflection of the lights, but when I hold it up, you'll see it is like a light lilac-y color. Speaking of lilacs, this is my favorite time of year. My dad brought me some, but they all died. He needs to bring me some more because I have to get them before lilac season is done. Oh, it is my absolute favorite. I love them so much. Anyone else love lilacs? If you ask me what my favorite flower is, that would probably be it. That would be the one. And I always wanted to have a house with a giant lilac bush or a bunch of them, like in multiple colors. And we have a pool instead. There's no space for lilacs at my house. I'm surprised Rich hasn't come down here. You know, oh, maybe that's him now. There he is. How you doing?
Good. My mom liked the plant.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good too when it fills out.
Okay. See you later.
Okay, bye, babe. He went to visit his mama. What do you think, friends? Hi, Sidecar. Everybody's saying hi, Rich. What's that? Third place. The athlete came in third place at tennis tonight. So can you tell that they're lilac now? It's not white. They are like a light lilac. So what do you think, friends? Again, we had to alter the design a little bit on this one. I will make a layout out of these. So that is the black with oxide ink on black foundations. And that is the white foundations paper with regular distressing. Same color palette. The only thing we altered, because I can't do tone on tone, I can't layer, was I put the peacock feathers on this side. But fun, right? So I love these. I'm going to be doing more with them. So even if you're like, oh, I'm so sad I don't have the stencils right now or whatever, as long as you have distress ink, you can do something, right? And Tim's stencils are all made to layer. It's very fun, right? You'd have the pool instead of the lilacs. Yeah, I would like both. Can I have both? In peonies. Yes, we have peonies. We'll put a garden in the front. So, and then the other plant I bought, which I absolutely love and I might have to replace because it didn't winter, is a gardenia. I bought a gardenia tree and it is really lovely. Very big difference when held side by side, right? It is, and I don't even know if it looks on my screen that it's not even as sharp. But I love this. And like I said, I would just take, you could just put pattern paper and you could layer 2 photos like that. Or you could make this a double, like I said, and just carry that pattern across the bottom and up a little bit on the side. And then I would just have the numbers come in the other side and you could make a double, right? You're having a hard time hearing me? Anybody else? I'm standing right in front of the volume. So I'm not sure. Is anybody else having a hard time tonight hearing me? Not sure what it is, Kimberly. I'm standing right in front of the microphone too, so it should be louder tonight than it normally is. But always adjust your volume because I do just use my phone, right? I do just use my phone, so it could be when I sit down, if you're behind, right? You're watching a little bit in the past. That look at, I didn't even use these colors on purpose, but I have this. Let's see quickly. Ooh. Ooh. I love it. Look it. I wasn't gonna do it, but I have, and I still have these little kits of Noteworthy left as well. I think, friends, I think I'm gonna do a sale too. I'm gonna do a sale, I think, next week. So watch for it. When I do the grab boxes, I think I'm also gonna do a Vicki Needs to Make Space sale. But look at how pretty that is there. Boop. Gotta love your 6x8 pads. I'm just gonna tack this. And it's gonna be crazy when you watch. Do I have a corner rounder here? The ticket one. I love this thing. Ticket one. I would like a corner rounder that does 3 different sizes of tickets. That make me really happy. I love that. Happy birthday, Danny. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. That was kind of random and out there, wasn't it? Just felt like belting that out. So you're going to laugh because I'm going to go outside the box on this. And even though we have not used yellow, I'm going to use yellow. Because that's how I roll. It's how I would get myself dressed. I would not wear something that matches. I would wear something that's contrasty. And I am going to put this on here because I think that it will pop. So I'm just going to tack that there. And then I'm going to cut this as a 4x6. So look how quickly. So mixed media, guess what? I feel like doing something that fills my heart and my soul. And my heart and soul is mixed media. That's really what I'm going to look to when I need to do something that just makes me feel super good. Super good. Supercalifragilistic. And then I'm going to shop my stash, because ideally now I would like a piece of purple. But I don't think there's any purple. Ooh. No, I don't think there's any purple in here. Because that's what I would now, we'll find outside my stash. Because I'm going to mat that with, I want it in that dark. Just a thin layer. Let's see if I have cardstock. Purple's going to be a scary one for me though. So give me a seckie. Let's look around the things laying around here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, best thing ever. When they're gone, they're gone. And like I said, I do not think this is going to make a comeback. So when you see it, and I might put a bunch of them on sale on my website, but look at, I'm going to totally cut that part out. Let's see how much of it we can use. Let's see what we can use if you had scissors. Because this is mixed mediafied on purple and yellow. So it's actually kind of perfect for this page. Oh, and here's your metallic too. So you could cut it out, you could do whatever. I don't know how much of it we'll get, so I'm just gonna cut the piece out and cut the art out. Question, why will it not be coming back? They're just not doing as many SKUs, right? So at this point, I don't think we would do another one of these pads. So guess what? It was perfect to get you guys on board, and now you're just gonna have to be making the art with me. Ooh, look at that. I might have to make it a little narrower. I love it so much. I love it so much. But I'm gonna cut up the side a little bit more. Look at, oh, I love that. I love it. Love that. Hi, Jody. I'm going to be seeing you so soon. Did you get your kit, Jody? Did you get your kit? If not, it should be there any day. Jody is coming on the cruise back to back. She's going to be on both. Oh, this one's almost done. You know when that happens? You know what I'm talking about? I'll look it up. But it should be there like any minute. It'll be there before you leave. Because I sent them all at the beginning of the week. And I don't think I have another tape runner, so this might be biting the dust. Let's see, can I cheat? You know what I'm talking about? When this, I don't know why that happens. I would like to understand why it happens, but I don't know why it happens. But I just try to pull the thing out, and I'll get another refill when I go to my place tomorrow. But as long as it's tacked down, you guys get what I'm, right? Oh my goodness, I love this so much, I can't even tell you. Love this page. Like a lot. Like not a little bit, like a lot. So look at that. Is there any embellishment that we could add? Because then the other thing that I would 100% do is this yellow I'd be pulling up in like in sequins or something. I would pull yellow sequins up through the dots. Because I want the yellow now. That's all I want to pull out there. And there's not as much. So at this point, you guys see where I'm going with this, right? You see where I'm going with it. But I'm going to have to finish it on my own later, because I'm going to have to shop my stash a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to shop my stash. Shop in my stash. I'll shop my stash. But at least, because I wasn't going to do a layout. I was just going to do this and say, okay, now show me what you'll make with it. And then that just kind of came together. There, found another tape runner. Let's trim the top off. You could add some black on here too, I think. That could be fun. Thank you. I love what I do. For me, right, it's this feeds the soul, and my soul's been starving this week. Because I've done creative things, like putting together this collection. Oh my goodness. I love that, friends. Like, love that. So the only thing I would be adding is carrying that yellow up through here. And to do that, like I said, that would be gems. What do I have? Because it has to be something opaque. Because then the other thing, will it match? I don't know. This is one of my test of my paint markers. This is a test of them. So it's not the original, but it is what we're going to be working with, right? So I could pull some of that in there. And then I still will put some gems. But just so you guys can see, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. Don't want to put my hand in it. So you see what I'm saying? Carry the yellow up. You can put paint drips on there if you want. And then I'll probably put something metallic. The other thing, so photo would go on here. I would probably put a little label because that's my jam. And then your journaling could go on here in journal strips or whatever you want to do. You could put another piece of paper underneath this if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Carry out some other yellow or something. Not in the same pattern, but you get what you're picking up what I'm putting down. But I love that. I love that. Can I just see if it's just my video quality? Because we never check this. Yep. I was like, why is the quality so bad? Mine was not set. So remember, we have to hover over our the gear and pick that up, and I love it. So very fun. Very fun. And then you could go in and do the same idea with the black. Like this is more, I go to the light. I don't go to the dark side as much. But you definitely, whatever tickles your fancy, right? the worms in the pool. I know, remember all the worms in the pool? So he's doing a deep clean in the pool tomorrow. Let me say a proper good night to my friends. Boop. My disaster of a room. It is, what my room looks like right now is what my freaking brain feels like. Hot mess. But that was fun, right, friends? And like I said, tonight was one of those ones, right, where I'm like, I'm going to go on there. I got these, so thank you very much to Stampers Anonymous. Oh my goodness, I love Stampers Anonymous. Thank you to my friend Tim Holtz, who I'm very excited. Tim Holtz was getting on an airplane for the first time in a number of years to go to the Create event with Simon Says Stamps. So I hope if any of you guys are attending that, you're having the best time ever. Enjoy your Mother's Day. I hope that this did for you the same as it did for me. And I was having a hard time when I was coming down here tonight because, you know, I'm like, I don't even know I don't know if I have anything in me to even share tonight. And then look what came together. Using that stencil in a whole different way, right? Using that stencil in a whole different way. And then look at the layers. So pretty. And then using the ready-made background in a whole different way, and that purple with the yellow really pulled in, and using yellow on here, which you might never have put on there. But if you would have put something on that was matchy-matchy, it would totally get lost. It would totally get lost, right? So if you are exhausted, like I am, it's totally okay. Listen to your body and rest yourself. Give yourself some rest and recharge your batteries this weekend. And I'll be back next Friday. I don't even know what I'm doing yet, but it'll be something awesome, I promise. It was quick. That was a quick one tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any ideas or something you'd love to see me share, hop on, if you haven't joined already, the Vicki Booten Creative Community page on Facebook. You guys have been sharing some beautiful art. I love seeing it. I have been very quiet on there this week. But I was on there, and I'm going to check it out this weekend. Again, like I said, if you reached out to me regarding the cruise kits, I'm going to be emailing everyone. I will wait till you respond till Sunday, and anything that I have left over, I'll post on the website. But already, if everyone says yes to the kits that they've requested, I won't have any left of the coast to coast. But I will have, again, about 20 of the one I'm doing for Greece, and I will share that one as well. But have a wonderful Mother's Day, my friend. It's always wonderful spending some creative time with you guys. You recharge my battery as much as the art does. So thanks for spending some time with me. And I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. So sorry, I just saw from Roxanne, has the mixed media stuff come in? The first batch is coming on Monday. None of the dies, none of the stamps were on there, but they're in another order that's arriving on Wednesday. I'm hoping they'll ship it all on Thursday. Otherwise, it'll be here on Monday, but the mixed media pad is not in there. So I'm trying to get them to rush that, even if they just ship it directly to me, because I'm like, dudes, these people have been waiting forever. I want to just get it out to you guys so we can start using it. I'm so excited to start using the ephemera packs and all the rest of it. So I'm not holding it hostage. It literally is just shipping. Even when you go on anywhere other than Joann's store, you'll see that the stuff is still out as a pre-order. It hasn't shipped anywhere. It's just arriving. So it is coming. I haven't forgot about you. I'm going to send a newsletter tomorrow to let everybody know. But yeah, it's coming. So we'll see you guys later. Bye.